Hey guys, this is Heen with Veridisc and welcome back to another video. Today what I have for you is a comparison between the Octothorpe, which is on this side, which is I believe your left side, and the Octohaul, which is your right side. They look kind of similar because they are light colored. I do have a dark color Octohaul that I can show you to see kind of the difference between the two customizations that Pound offers. So this video is going to run a little long because there's a lot of things to talk about when comparing two bags like this. The reason why I'm comparing these two bags is because when it comes to the Pound Disc Golf Company, a lot of people really like the Octothorpe. Is in the in-between, and I haven't really found any videos. I think there was one by one of the YouTubers that kind of compares the two to help make a decision whether you want to pay the extra money for the Octohaul. And so I wanted to do a video, my own take on it. I've used both of them already. I've used this one extensively for like the last 3 months. And so it's a little dirty with the bright color on top. And then this one I've been using for the last couple weeks. And so I have a few things to talk about. So it's going to be a little bit long, but I'm going to talk about a number of different things. The first thing I'm going to talk about is there's a slight difference on when I ordered these. This one was ordered for 2021. It was ordered on July 1st of this year, 2021. This one was ordered before they had the price increase. So the Octohaul I ordered December 1st, and it was the last version of the custom bags that they made with the old pricing. So I'll go over that in a moment. So we're going to talk about pricing. We're going to talk about the weight, the difference in the weight. We're going to talk about disc capacity. We're going to talk about how the rainfly works on these. It uses the same rainfly. And we're going to talk about an overview of the differences of each bag. And then we're going to talk about how they are on the field. And then if they are cart friendly or not. I don't have a cart currently. It's on its way. I've custom ordered a cart to put these two on. So that way I'll do a separate video of that later to show you what it looks like on the cart if you wanted to bag this on a disc golf bag cart, basically. So once that comes in, I'll go ahead and do that video. But for now, we're going to talk about the bags themselves and compare them. Now, there's a slight difference when I ordered this bag, the Octothorpe. I did add the patch, so that does have an extra bit of cost. So if you don't care for the patch, or if you don't care for the scorecard pouch here, those costs are not going to be, you're not going to pay for those extra costs. So basically this bag is maxed out in terms of how much you will pay maximum from Octothorpe. This one, it's almost maxed out minus the patch, because at the time when I ordered this bag in December, they did not have the 3x3 patch as an option, but now they do. So you would just add that extra cost if you want the patches to put your own custom patches on there, and that would max out the bag. And I'll talk about the pricing when we get to that point, but let's go ahead and get started. All right, now that you have a closer look on the bags here, I'll go ahead and start the review by talking about the pricing itself. So the Octothorpe, as of this recording, which is 2021 of September, I ordered this on July 1st of 2021 because the way Pound works, and I'll talk about Pound as a company in a different video, do a kind of review on how they do their business and how their customization works. But basically, ordered July 1st, I got a shipment August 31st shipment notification, so it did take pretty much 8 weeks, and their website says 8 to 12 weeks. So this is the quickest I've gotten one of their customization bags or custom bags. Whereas Octohaul, I ordered it December 1st, and I didn't get notification till March, beginning of March, I believe March 1st. Anyway, so let's talk about pricing. So the Octohaul, with today's date, current today's date, September 2021, the Octohaul starts at $535 as the custom build, and then the Octothorpe starts at $500. So off the bat, you have a $35 difference as a base price when you're customizing these bags. So this is $500, this is $535 is the base price. Then when you factor in the extra options that are available for these bags, that's when the price goes up. So for example, this bag, and I'm going to go ahead and take out my ruler here. I opted for the wide pockets. What they mean by that are these pockets on the side here. So these run from the top of the bag to all the way to the bottom of the bag. And that's the same thing with the Octothorpe. However, the Octothorpe, without the extra cost, this pocket is not as wide, it's thinner than the Octohaul width. Therefore, what that means is you would theoretically carry less items without bulging into the main compartment of where the discs are. So with that being said, it would kind of, if you would just imagine this thing kind of squished up a little bit, that would be the footprint of the Octothorpe's side pockets compared to the Octohaul's side pockets. So that's the first thing. The Octohaul already comes with those wide pockets, so that's not an option, it's part of the cost, or I should say the base cost, which is why it's a $535. Everything else is pretty much the same with the pricing in terms of options. So for example, if you want the extra scorecard zipper on both the Thorpe and the Haul, it's going to be an extra $20. If you want the extra upgraded patches on the side, it's an upcharge of $20. Back to the pocket. To get the wider pocket on the Thorpe, it's an extra $10 to get the wider pocket. So essentially, the bags themselves would be the same compartment here, same putter compartment, but the pockets would be a little different. That's where the pricing comes from. So $500 base price for the Thorpe. If you add everything masked out with all the options, $20 for the patch, $20 for the scorecard, $10 for the wider pockets, you're looking at $550 without shipping. With shipping to my house was an extra $25 to ship, so it ended up being $575 for this bag shipped with all the options. Okay, that's the Thorpe. The Haul itself, if I was to do the same thing, again, it already comes with the wide pockets here, so I don't need to quote unquote upgrade it, but like I said, it's part of the base price. So it starts at $535 on the Haul, and then if I add the extra $20 here for the scorecard pocket, and if I add the patches, which again, this one doesn't have it because it was an older model or older custom program, but if I add the patch here, there's another $20. So $535 plus $40 total for those two options. Again, it only has two because it already comes with the big pockets. I'm looking at $575 for this one plus $25 shipping to my house. So it's $600 for this bag, the Octohaul custom, to get shipped to my house, whereas the Octothorpe is $575. So all in all, it's literally a $25 difference. The reason why I'm saying that is because if you're looking just to get to Octohaul to get this pocket difference, just pay the $10 onto Octothorpe and you get the wider pockets. But with that being said, and we're going into some of the differences of these bags already, okay? With that being said, if now we go take it to the side here and we look at the Haul pockets, Pound calls these the Haul pockets. What these are pockets to put extra discs. And it comes with each bag comes with a insulated insert, and the insert goes in these pockets, and you can pick either side. They're not permanent, they're removable, and you can put them in each side, and you can put them in here to hold your drinks. Now, the Thorpe, there is a difference between the two with the Haul pockets. That's what these are. If you notice here, this does not have a button, a snap button, whereas this has a snap button. The reason why is because on the Haul pockets are wider compared to the Thorpe. And I'm gonna go ahead and take a ruler. I'm gonna measure it out for you so you can see on camera here. So if we take the whole entire pocket from the main side pockets here to the, and then including the Haul on the Octohaul itself, if I just take the widest part, which is like right in the middle right here, and measure that out, that's roughly a little bit less than 6 inches. So about 6 inches, let's call it. I'm gonna estimate everything because I'm not an engineer. I'm not gonna sit here and bore you guys with the exact measurements and all these calibrations. So 6 inches for the whole entire pocket from the long pocket here all the way to the middle part of the hull pocket. I'm gonna do the same thing for the Octothorpe, and it's a little bit less than 5 inches. So we have an inch difference between the Thorpe, and this is me picking the wide version of these long pockets. Now, if I would have picked if I did not upgrade to the wide version, this would be even less than the 5 inches that I'd mentioned. So with that being said, there is a difference in the $25 that gives you between the Hull and the Thorpe. Number one, the pocket here is bigger. And then number two, this comes standard wider. But like I said, if you're just going to worry about that, then just pay the extra $10 on the Thorpe and you'll have a wider pocket if you're not concerned about the Hull pocket. The next thing I want to show you, that I don't know if anybody knows this and I haven't seen on the internet, between the Thorpe and the Hull. So I'm going to open this pocket up here. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And inside, I'm actually going to open the same pocket so that we're not playing games here. So I'm going to open what's your left is my right here. So I'm going to open this pocket here. And again, this is the same pockets here, if you're looking at this direction. They both have this right here, this elasticated part right here, which, you put your phone, your wallet, whatever's in there. However, the difference is that when you take this flap open, there's nothing here. It's just a liner. On the Hull, so that's the Thorpe, the Hull, there is a liner, but there's also this inside little clamshell pocket right here that the Thorpe does not have, as you can see here. So on the outside, they both have the same thing with the zipper here. They have the zipper pocket on the outside, see, just like that. So they have the zipper on the outside with the liner of the color you choose. Just doesn't have the patch because I chose the patch on this one, and this one didn't have a patch available when I ordered it. But on the inside, there is a clamshell pocket, which the Thorpe does not have. So for $25 difference, as of September 2021, for the pound bags, they're quote-unquote flagship bags basically, you get $25, you get the clamshell pocket, and it goes for both sides. So it's on this side and this side. And to me, the way that Pound does all their stitching and all of their quality products, this is an extra cost for them to do this. Whereas the Thorpe, they don't have to do that, so it's not an extra cost in labor compared to the Hull. So I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just telling you that there's a difference between paying $25 because the Hull comes with these kind of little features that the Thorpe does not. So we have the clamshell pockets on both flaps here. And then we have the inch wider of the Hull pockets, which is I think why they put the compression straps here. And then, so this Hull pocket on the Thorpe is smaller than this Hull pocket. And then the inside flap does not have those clamshell pockets, whereas this does. And then this comes with the wider long pockets, standard, you don't have to pay extra, but I think it's already built in with the base price. The last thing I want to show you the difference is because this is bigger or wider than the Thorpe, what you have now is a bigger insulated pouch. So I'm going to pull out the Hull's pouch. And I got to find the Thorpe's pouch, which I think is on the other side. No, it's right here. So I'm going to pull out the Thorpe's insulated, and again, these come with the bag. You don't pay extra for these unless you want to buy more. So you can see the difference in width. And because this is an inch wider on the Hull, the insulated pouch itself is also wider. So they don't use the same pouch for both bags. They do custom make them to fit the size of each Hull pocket. So that's where the additional cost comes into play, because this extra material on here, the stitching, the way that it's stitched together, I feel like it's the same. It's the same labor, I believe. But there is an extra piece of an extra wider divider right here because it's a wider pocket compared to this one. So I think that's where the $25 covers. It covers the wider insulated pouch because it's a wider haul pocket, and it covers the clamshell pockets in here. So $25 doesn't seem like a lot, but I feel like if you're the type of person that's gonna buy a bag and you only wanna carry X amount of discs, which we'll talk about disc capacity in a minute here, and you don't care about these extra insulated pockets, you don't care about the clamshell pockets in here, you rather take that $25 and spend it on new disc, then that's where I think would be the difference for someone who's looking to buy these bags. Okay, so we've talked about pricing, we've talked about the overview of the bag, what the differences are, and the $25 difference, what $25 gets you on the haul versus the Thorpe. The one last thing I want to mention that the $25, not the $25, but basically the old custom program gave you and the new custom program doesn't really give you, is the straps. So on the haul here, this is from an old custom program that they had where they would match the upper material of the bag with the upper material on the straps themselves. So if you pick tan, gray, or black, it doesn't matter which color you pick, they would match the upper part of the bag on the strap as you see here. The new custom program basically takes that away. So if you choose gray, black, or tan, that's all you're getting is gray, black, or tan, and that's the straps you get here. So I just wanted to make that note really quick before we move on to the next part of this review. The next part of this comparison is going to be disc capacity. So the main compartment is the same, and I'm going to go ahead and measure that for you so you can see here. So I'm going to go the edge of the zipper to the edge of the other side of the zipper. That's 8 3/4, so roughly 9 inches. We'll do the same thing on the Octothorpe here. Edge to edge, 8 3/4, so that's roughly 9 inches. So the main compartment is the same, the putter compartment is the same. So the putter is 4 to 5, according to Pound's website, is 4 to 5 discs. In my testing, honestly, it does carry 4 to 5. 5 is really snug. Once it's broken in, for example, this bag, as I mentioned earlier in the video, it's really broken in. I've used it for like since April, because I got it, well, March, really. So I've had this bag for quite some time. And I've used it for quite some time. This one I've only been using for 2 weeks, but it's a Pound bag that's similar to the Octohaul, so I already knew the nuances of it. But yeah, like I said, it's 4 to 5 putters up here depending on how flat the putters are. If they're kind of a shallow putter, you can fit more, but if it's a deep putter, then you're going to fit less. The main compartment is the same. There is a difference with the haul pockets, because the haul pockets, because the haul has an inch wider haul pocket compared to the Thorpe, you're going to be able to fit 1 or 2 extra drivers in there, or maybe just an extra deep putter in the haul pocket, but it's going to fit more disc overall compared to the Thorpe, because these haul pockets are bigger and there's 2 of them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put some discs in here to show you what they look like. Just want to make sure, and then I'm going to go ahead and put some basically stuff on the pockets, side pockets here. I'm not going to fit everything in here. I do want to fill it out a little bit so you can kind of see the difference of what they look like when they're filled out with all the stuff that you would have during a round or during a tournament round. So I'll go ahead and try to do that, and then we'll go from there after I fill it all up. So I'll be right back. All right, now that we got both bags filled with discs, we can go ahead and talk about what they look like with the disc inside, and just kind of the little things I noticed when I started using these on the field for you. One thing I wanted to tell you is that the Rainfly, they use the same Rainfly. The Rainfly is for Octothorpe and Octohaul, and I'll put that on in the end here before I show the little nuances. So one of these bags has a Rainfly inside the pouch that I found, and you can use any pouch really to put it in, but I'll show you what they look like with both of them with Rainflies on to compare, so you can see what it looked like. But right now I just want to show you what it looks like filled to capacity, and then we'll finally finish off with who these bags are for and who would probably like to buy one bag over the other, and reasons why. At least the reasons that I notice anyways. So let's start off with the back of it. So they have these little D-rings here on the straps. So I've been using them to hold my towel, and what I'll do is I'll take the towel and I'll stuff it. I'll leave this pocket open. I'll go ahead and just like open this pocket and I'll stuff it in here so it's not dragging on the ground. Or if there's not a lot of tumbleweeds or whatever on the course, then I'll leave it dragging like that, depending on what towel I use. So that's what the back of the Octohaul looks like, with the towel hanging and with everything stuffed. And then the Octothorpe, same thing. I've got the towel hanging here off the same D-ring, same straps. The straps are made similar. They're the same. So I just use the D-ring to hold the towel. And again, I'll go ahead and open up this like this, and I'll just stuff it in here so that's not dragging on the ground, and I'll pull it out and wipe my disc, whatever. So that's the nice thing about these side pockets with the double zipper, is that you can kind of like create a little opening for whatever you want up here, especially an umbrella. Also, I don't have an umbrella to show you guys to see what the comparisons looks like, but it's the same setup. The pockets, the ones that are on the, if you're looking from me right now, it's this side that has the internal loops to hold the umbrella. Same concept here. I do plan on doing individual detail reviews of each of these bags on its own, and I'll go over the intricate details inside the bag, but this is a comparison between the two. So I'll tell you what's the same, what's not, you know, throughout the video, so you guys can make a decision. But I feel like I've already gone through the differences already throughout the video, so to help make your decision on which one you want. But right now, the discs. So the discs themselves, and then also the bottle holders, and I'll go over that in a minute here. But I've stuffed these two pockets that are actually the ones where the discs are. So the pockets where the discs, someone would use the Octohaul as discs. Again, I don't use these Octohaul pockets for the discs. So I only put it in here so you guys can see what it looks like with this pocket stuffed with things. So for example, on the haul, I've stuffed this pocket and I've stuffed discs in its haul pocket, so you can see how many discs you can fit in there if you have stuff inside the pocket. Because for me, I want it to be functional, where if I need to carry extra discs, I want to still be able to carry whatever I want in this pocket, this main long pocket here, but still carry extra discs if I need to. And I'll explain to that why that would be the case for me later on in a moment. So you can see the difference here between the Thorpe and the Haul. The Thorpe, once this pocket is filled, it bulges out and it takes some space in the Haul pocket, which leaves you two discs that you can put, and these are drivers, these are not even mid-ranges. They come out in and out pretty nicely, but if I add an extra one, for example, if I was to add an extra driver in here, this would get really tight really quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and put, see, there is friction getting this disc in and out if there's 3 discs in here, and these are drivers. So that's the Thorpe. The Haul, on the other hand, this long pocket is filled, and they're both filled with a medium-size hoodie. So they fit really nicely, especially with the wide option on the Thorpe here. However, on the Haul, because the Haul pocket is an inch wider, I was able to fit 4 drivers in here. And they come in and out pretty nicely. They're not hard to put back in. So the inch difference between these 2 Haul pockets on the Thorpe and the Haul gives you 2 extra discs if you wanted to carry more discs. So that's a difference right there. And I think it's kind of a major difference, actually. If you're gonna spend the $25 difference, there's part of the functionality right there on that Haul pocket, given that you stuff this long pocket with the same exact items. As far as the other side goes, and we're gonna finish off with the other Haul pocket here. As I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the video, the inserts are also different. They're wider. So with the wider footprint of the insulated pocket, this is a 22-ounce bottle and this is a 40-ounce bottle. So you can see how this one comes in and out of the Haul here on the Octohaul, and the 22-ounce comes in and out of the Octothorpe. Nice, right? What if we switch them? So I'm going to switch them. And this one's really loose, but the divider helps you take care of that. And I'm going to put the 40 ounce. So I'm going to try the front side of it. And again, I have the divider set right now to hold this because, like I said, I've been using this for the last 2 weeks on all my rounds. And so I have moved the divider in the insulated pocket to accommodate for this 40. But regardless of how I do it, you can see the bulging that's occurring here because the 40 ounce bottle is much bigger, well, slightly bigger. And because the insulated hull for this hull pocket on the Thorpe is smaller, it's going to bulge out, and it's got a little bit of friction getting in and out of the bag. So I can only fit it one place because I had to move the divider. Let me show you. I had to move this divider all the way back this way in order to fit this in the front side of this pocket comfortably, okay? Whereas if we go back to the haul here, the Octohaul, I want to put this in. I'm going to drop it, just drops in. Pull it out, drop it, it drops in. Do the same thing on this side. It drops, but there's a slight friction. So I just want to show you that difference. And I believe I can do the same thing with the back of this pocket too. So you can see I have moved this divider to accommodate for the nice, comfortable, smooth, easy access to this pocket for the 40 ounce. But the smaller portion of this same pocket, I can fit the 40 ounce just fine. The 22 ounce fits nicely in this, the Thorpe Haul pocket. You can also fit a 32 ounce in here, the Nalgene bottle, perfectly fine. Like I said, these pockets will fit these big bottles. It's just which one's more smooth and easier to get in and out of would be the Haul over here. So I just wanted to show you that. All right, lastly, let's go on to the discs here. There are 5 putters in this pocket, 5 putters in this pocket. And if I pull them in and out, these are much more flatter putters over here. These are zones, so they come out a little bit nicer compared to these, which have a more deeper rim. They don't come out as nice. I normally don't carry 5 putters in this pocket. You can, as you can see. I mean, once they wear in, it's gonna be fine, but it's kind of like the one in the back here is gonna be hard to get in and out, okay? You're gonna have to like fight with it a little bit to get it out, especially if you have the D plastic versus the Z or the ESP plastic. They don't slide as nice. So I normally carry 4 on these, but I just put 5 in to show you guys what it looks like. And then there are 18 in the main compartments, a mixture of drivers, fairway drivers, mid-range, and putters. So there's 18 in this pocket and the 18 in this pocket. And I'm gonna show you how easy it is to get in and out. It's really nice. The nice thing about these bags is that there's no hard bottom and there's no like plastic rails. So all of the fabric moves as you get your hand in here and get the disc out. So the pockets, they kind of like stretch a little bit so that way you can get your finger in here and get them out. You can probably fit 20 in here, but I do carry, for example, here I carry 3 mid-ranges, a putter in here, and 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 fairway drivers and 5 distance drivers. So I carry a little bit more fairway drivers and mid-range. I carry only 5 distance drivers, so that's why I'm able to get 18 in here, but I like it comfortably. I don't want to be fighting to get the disc out. So 18 plus 5 is 23 on both of these. You got the mini right here, and then 2 right here. So that's 25. 23 plus 4 is 27 on the Haul. And this is just to carry comfortably if you wanted to use this long pocket for a hoodie, or basically I stuffed it to the rim so that you can see what the maximum capacity is if you wanted to use one Haul pocket. If you didn't care about bringing a drink and you want to use both Haul pockets, then you can imagine that if I was to take this pocket out, I could probably fit 2 or 3 more drivers in here. So that's 5. So 5 on each side is 10. 10 plus 23 would be 33 discs for this Haul. And then this one, it would be the same thing. I would fit 2 or 3 more in here, so maybe 2 more in here. So that's 4 on each side without the cup holder. So that's 4, that's 8 plus 23. That would be 31. So you're looking at 2 to 3 disc difference depending how many drivers you want to pack in these bags. So yeah, you're looking about 2 to 3 disc different depending on how you carry. So we're going back to the pricing again. $25 difference. What kind of function do you want out of your bag? What kind of comfort do you want out of the bag? I did not talk about weight, and I'm going to talk about weight really quick here. The weight of the bags without anything in it is that the Octothorpe is 3 pounds and 10 ounces, and the Octohaul is 4 pounds and 5 ounces. So there's a slight difference in weight, not a whole pound difference, no pun intended. But there is a slight difference in weight. So when you put all these discs in there, you're going to not feel much of a difference in weight, but the haul itself, because these are wider, you're going to have things that there's weight that's going to be a little bit on the edge of it more. Therefore, it's not going to be all the weight of it, not all the weight's going to be towards the center of gravity. So you're going to feel the weight a little different compared to the Thorpe. And that leads me on to the next part of the video, which is to talk about the field work itself. All right, now we're getting to the end of the video here. So these now both have the rain flies on, so you can see what the differences are. This side is the Octothorpe, this side is the Octohaul. They are actually the same exact rain fly, obviously different colors because I got this one to match the Octothorpe, and this one is to more match the tan of the Octohaul. But when you go to order the rain fly from Pound, it's $75 plus $5 shipping, so it's $80 per rain fly. And I'll go into details with the rain fly in another video if when I do a bag review on each one of these bags. So I want to show you what it looks like in the back with the rain flies on, so you can kind of see there. And I wanted to give you guys like a far away view so you can decide, you know, like, what does it look like with the rain fly on? Some people don't like it and then they play without the rain fly. I don't know. So that's what it looks like. It does have this little drawstring right here, and it cinches up. It's basically, think of it as a clamshell that goes towards the front of the bag. I left everything that was on the bag, in the bag, all the discs and all the stuff in the bag, and I put the rain fly on. It's a little snug with the haul because the haul is wider. And especially with the discs in them. So it's a little snug to put it on compared to the Thorpe. The Thorpe, there's a little bit of room to kind of stick your hand in here to get the water bottle, or stick your hand on this side and this is with the rain fly cinched down, so you can stick your hand here to get your discs out. But the way that the Pound wants you to use these rain flies is to lift it up like this, so you can access everything down like this to the side, and not necessarily go from behind the bag, because you can access the pockets on here, you can access the putter pouch, and so that's what this top flap is for. And then the bottom flap to get to the main compartment is right here. So that's kind of how Pound wants you to use the rain fly, and not necessarily go from behind and try to grab this and fight with the zipper, the little cord here, because I want this cord to be cinched down so that it stays on the back and it doesn't flap around, especially on the Thorpe. The Haul, it's not going anywhere because it's so wide that you can cinch it down, but you really don't need to. It's kind of stuck there until you help get the rain fly off because it's so wide. So anyways, I wanted to show you guys what they look like with the rain fly on each bag, so you guys can kind of have an idea of what the differences are. You can see how wide the Haul is compared to the Thorpe. And then lastly, the last thing, you can kind of see what the difference are. You can see how wide the Haul is compared to the Thorpe. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys that difference right there. Okay, so last but not least, I just want to point out a few things that would sway one person to buy the Haul over the Thorpe. I think for tournament rounds, both bags are fine. However, if you're going to play in a course where there is a ton of water hazard and a ton of rough where the discs can get lost easily. I think the Haul has a slight edge because these Haul pockets are wider and you can carry duplicates of the discs that you are, you know, your go-to discs that you are using during the rounds, because I found myself doing that when I was in one of my tournaments. I had 3 different courses that I had to play for the tournament, and one of them was water hazard, pretty much a lot of holes, and then the same thing with the rough. Some of the holes I had to throw over water, and if my disc wasn't going to make it, it was not going to get fished out that day. So I did carry multiples, basically duplicates of the same mold, and the Haul actually helped out a lot. This is before the Thorpe came along, so I didn't even know the difference until I recently started using the Thorpe. So the Haul pockets, I would just stuff extra discs in there, and then just covered it, and then if I need to, I'll go ahead and use it. So I think overall the Haul is going to give somebody who plays tournaments often, if you're going to buy one bag only, and just one bag, and you don't want to spend any more money on any other from any other manufacturers or any of the pound products, I think overall the Octohaul will help, unless you don't like the compression straps. So what I mean by that is that some people just do not like the compression straps on the Octohaul. It looks ugly and nasty, and you know, they just don't like the looks of it. They completely understand. The straps, the compression straps are these things right here, and some people don't like the look of this. This is put on there so that if you're not using these Haul pockets and you're going to have a casual round like an Octothorpe or a Carlton, you can actually cinch it down so that it has a smaller, a more narrow footprint, so that you're not having these pockets hanging out on the side and causing some weight difference. Then you should be fine if you don't mind these straps and you want to cinch it down so you have a smaller bag essentially when you're not using those pockets. Then I think it's a perfect bag for all around. I would spend the extra $25, get this bag, and it will handle tournament rounds fine. It will handle casual rounds fine. It will handle a mix of both just fine. So that's what the $25 will get you, is this pocket, the clamshell pocket, and just you know, overall extra space. And then on top of that, you can carry a 40-ounce water bottle much easier, more comfortable than the Thorpe's Haul pockets. And so I think that's where the $25 will get you. Okay. With that being said, if you don't like these compression straps, which I know some people don't, I think the Thorpe overall looks more handsome than the Haul because these straps, and I think the Thorpe itself can handle tournament rounds. You can use the pockets for extra discs here and there. If you don't carry, if you don't want to be carrying 33 to 35 discs and you only want to carry 25 to 30 discs, this bag will take care of it. The Thorpe will take care of that just fine. So if you're going to play a lot of rounds with water hazards during a tournament or whatever, and you want to carry duplicates, this bag will handle that. So save the $25, buy an extra disc, or spend it on CTP or whatever. So I wanted to point that out to you so you guys know. I wasn't going to put anything in here because this stool holder is the same on both bags. When I do a detailed review on these bags, I'll go ahead and put them in so you can see the difference, but it would be the same look. Whether I just want to put the rain fly so you guys can see how wide this Octohaul is compared to the Thorpe. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about these two bags in terms of comparing them and which would you pick over the other. And I think someone would pick the Thorpe over the Octohaul, because if they were the same color, I think someone would pick the actual Thorpe over the Haul, because overall I think it looks better. It doesn't look as wide. It looks better, and it's lighter, and it feels good on the back compared to the Haul. The Haul just seems a little wide whenever I put it on. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you what it looks like on me right now. Alright, I've moved the table towards the front, so I'm going to go ahead and put these bags on and show you comparisons. So for reference, I am 5'1" female, and so I don't have like a wide build, and I'm not really tall, so it's going to look big on me. It's going to look like I have a giant turtle shell on me. But if you're a taller person, if you're like 5'8" or higher or taller, and you have a wider shoulders like most most disc golfers I know are males, so they're gonna have that kind of build. It's not gonna look so goofy on you. But if you're short like me, it's gonna look big. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the Octohaul on first here. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and put the Octothorpe on first. So go ahead and do that right now. And it does have the sternum strap, so I'll go ahead and put that on so you guys can see what it looks like. But that's what it looks like from the side. I'll go ahead and move this way so you can see it. Looks like from the side here. It does not have waist straps, it's just the, and then from behind here, and then from the side again, and then from the front. So without the sternum straps, but that's what it looks like the side and from behind. So that's the Octothorpe. I'm gonna go ahead and put the Octohaul on now. All right, so now I'm putting on the Octohaul so you guys can see what it looks like with the haul on. Go ahead and put the sternum strap on. So this is from the side. This is from the back. This is from the side again. And then this is from the front. So it is a little wider. It doesn't look by much. And then that's the cool thing about these bags, is that they don't look that wide, but they do carry more, so therefore there's more weight. And the bag overall does have a little bit more weight. But that's what they look like when I'm wearing them. I think both bags are great. Obviously they're pound products. I think, you know, if I was told I could only have one bag, like after using both of these bags, I'd probably get the Octothorpe, only because I don't carry extra discs and haul pockets, and I would be fine with just a Thorpe if I'm only allowed to have one bag. I think the pound Octothorpe would be the way to go, because it can do 90% of the things that the Octohaul can do, maybe 95%, because I feel like the $25 difference only gives you, you know, depending on your personal preference, 5 to 10% more functionality compared to the Thorpe. So yeah, if price is your concern, or if looks is your concern, because these bags are beautiful, if the compression straps is a big no-no, the Octothorpe is perfect. It's a very handsome bag, given whatever your preference and color schemes are. But I think, you know, if it was the same color scheme, I would pick the Thorpe, because I do like it slightly better without the straps. I mean, I don't hate the straps. I'm okay with the straps. But now that I've used the Thorpe, and, you know, I can fit an extra 2 or 3 discs on the side in the haul pockets. And the fact that now that there's an option to get this wider pocket, I'm okay with it. I think the old Octothorpe, without the option to get a wider pocket, I would have gone with the haul, because the haul definitely does carry more. It gives more versatility, and I can always cinch it down. But anyways, that's my comparison of the Octothorpe versus the Octohaul. Hopefully that helps you guys figure out what you want when you go to order your pound custom bag. On the 1st of each month, and hopefully that will help you have a better idea and understanding of which bag would be best for you. And honestly, either bag is going to be great. They're such good bags that you're going to be happy with either one. But, you know, whether do you want to spend the extra $25? They are close to $600 a bag. So $25 can get you 1 or 2 extra discs, depending if you're buying used or new. So to me, I think that's a win if you're going to get extra discs along with a brand new bag like the Thorpe. All right, this is He with Viridis. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so sorry this took so long, but I wanted to get this information out there, especially before the holidays coming up here. So have a good one. I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully I'll have more reviews for you coming in the next few weeks here. All right, see you guys next time. Bye.